on you now with Richard MacPherson, CEO, founder, president, and director of Birchtech. Richard, it's nice to see you. How are you doing?
Excellent, Andrea. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you. So Birchtech, revolutionizing the removal of forever chemicals in water. This is a huge issue. Can you kind of talk about what drove your Q4 licensing revenue boost kind of to start?
Sure. The Q4 revenue boost from licensing mostly came from our litigation wins and the follow-on business with power plants that decided to take licenses with us to use our patented technologies.
Okay. And how does the new water purification business align with your strategy?
Well, it aligns perfectly because what we're trying to do is for water what we did for air, which is make a very disruptive impact on the cost of purifying water so that the drinking water across the nation will be not only cleaner, but cheaper overall.
What are some of the ways that you're doing that, or any milestones that you've hit recently?
Yeah, so first off, what we did was establish a couple of significant laboratories to go along with our development efforts. And so we've been able to develop new technologies that will bring cleaner water to North America at a cheaper price based on our ability to create materials with higher efficacy in removing forever chemicals.
Is that something I'm imagining that there are some competitors in that? How are you differentiating yourself from those competitors?
Yeah, we've yet to enter the market, and our entrance will be very disruptive in that the new products that we're bringing to bear will give at least a 25 to 30% improvement over today ready materials that are being used. So we've yet to make that impact, but we plan to do so starting in the second half of 2025.
And then once entering the market, how do you plan to scale the water purification segment?
So we're scaling a number of different ways. Initially, what we'll be doing is taking a mainstream basic feedstock and introducing that with some enhancements. But long term, we're going to be introducing some new technologies that we think will make a big effect in the market. And we're also in the position right now of acquiring plants and operations that will allow us to supply significant volumes starting in 2026.
Can you speak on some of these newer technologies, or is it kind of under wraps?
Provisional patents are now in place covering them, so I'd rather not get into the details. Suffice to say, we have a lot of experience in patenting new technologies and making sure that they're strong patents. And so once that concludes, the introduction and the full rollout will begin.
When you kind of look forward to the future, what are some of the biggest challenges and hurdles that you're kind of expecting entering this new market, and what are your plans to overcome those?
So the biggest challenges for us right now, after having developed these new technologies, is to be able to manufacture them, get them in market, and have them have the uptake such that we have a broad acceptance. And so we've established relationships with engineering firms and utilities across the country, and at this point have a very significant amount of interest in utilizing our laboratories and design centers to be able to do comparative head-to-head testing. And this testing, we believe, will open the door for us to make great inroads into the water market.
Yeah, and then how are you aligning with environmentally conscious consumers?
100%. Since our inception, we have been an environmental tech company, and our main goal, our continuing goal, is to be the clean coal and clean water company for North America.
Can you talk a little bit about financials, kind of your balance sheet, where you're looking to head moving into this next year?
Sure. So the balance sheet is strong. We're debt-free. We paid all of our debt off with the original settlement that we have. And as you know, Andrea, we've been successful in an IP defense for these past 5-6 years. So with our trailing 12-month IP awards, in the 15 to 20 million range, we are debt-free and moving forward on basically on a cash positive basis. We expect that the acquisitions that we're now looking at will be done through debt financing, and that once our awards are received from our major IP win in court in Delaware, of course, which was $57 million, then we'll have the support that we need for long-term growth. And it's interesting to note that our attorneys have asked the court, due to the willfulness of those infringement awards, that they be adjusted upward from $57 to $160 million. So as we sit, we feel very comfortable going forward to be able to launch into the water market with new operations across the country, starting with some debt financing, which is underway to manage the first acquisitions and build-outs, and then moving through into the fall as we move on to a main exchange, preferably the New York Stock Exchange. We will then be able to utilize the IP award funds to build the company out further.
Incredible. Thank you so much for stopping by and talking all about Birchtech, and have a great time at the conference.
Yes, thank you so much.